here. I'm moving into a new house this weekend, and I thought that finding the area of some of my items that I'm bringing would help me better place them in my house. In today's lesson, we're going to learn about area and square units. In a little bit, I'm going to tell you some really important information that you need to know about square units in order to be successful in finding the area of a shape. Let's get started.
Alright guys, before we begin today's lesson, I just wanted to go over some unit square sizes. So whenever we're talking about unit squares, we're talking about different units of measurement. So you can be dealing with unit squares that are in inches, in centimeters, feet, even meters or yards. In today's lesson, we're going to pretty much focus on these three. So whenever you're saying a square inch, you're saying that it measures 1 inch on each side of the square. Same thing for the centimeter and the foot. When looking at the square foot, it looks like a rectangle, but normally this would be a square. I made it into a rectangle so you could see how long each side would be. Now that we've gone over the different sizes you can see of unit squares, let's move on to some important information. So this is something that I really need you to understand whenever you're finding area with unit squares. Each side equals 1 unit, so it could be 1 inch or 1 centimeter or 1 foot, and that's for each side of the square. This square has an area of 1 unit. So whenever you have a shape and you use unit squares, each square that you put in counts as 1. Make sure you keep this important information in mind whenever we continue this lesson. Now you might be asking yourself, how do you find area with unit squares? It's very easy. So whenever you're giving a shape just like this rectangle, you're going to put a unit square of your choice. So it can be square feet, square inches, square centimeters, and you're going to put them into the shape. Once you've done that, all you do is count. So for this example, this rectangle has 6 square units. So the area of this rectangle is 6 square units. In addition to this, there are some things that you need to keep in mind that I want to point out. Let's check those out now. Okay, whenever you're doing area with unit squares, there's some no-nos that you cannot do. If you do these things, it won't be accurate. So one thing is you can't leave gaps. So if I was filling in a shape with my unit squares, I would have to fill in the entire shape and I can't leave anything out. So any part of that shape that's not covered by a unit square, it's not going to be an accurate measure of the area of the shape. Another thing that you need to be mindful of is you cannot overlap your shapes. So if you're given a rectangle, you can't put a unit square over the size of the rectangle, like I did in this example. That's also not an accurate measure of the shape's area. So make sure you keep that in mind whenever you're finding the area of any shape with unit squares. Now that we've gone over some basic information, let's get started on some problems. Like I mentioned earlier, I am currently moving into a new house. With that being said, I need to find the area of some different items so I know where I can put them in my house. So let's keep that in mind whenever I'm answering the first problem. Our question reads, Miss Lovell wants to find the area of this rug by using unit squares. What is the area? So remember, each of these squares equals 1 unit square. The measurement of unit I will be using to find the area is square feet. So now all I have to do is count my squares. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So now that I've counted all of my squares, I have found out that the area of this rug has 20 square feet. So let me write that in my answer blank. The area of the rug has 20 square feet. Great work, guys. Let's move on to our last problem of the lesson. All right, guys, let's work on this last problem. Miss Lovell's sister used unit squares to find the area of the dresser. She thinks the dresser has an area of 12 unit squares. What did she do wrong? Here's my dresser right here. Now, my sister put unit squares on top of the dresser like you're supposed to, but she did not do something correct. What did she do wrong? You're right. She overlapped the unit squares. The dresser ends right here. And she has unit squares that are overlapping the object that we need to find the area for. Because she did this, this is not accurate. So 12 unit squares is not the area of this dresser. Now that we figured it out, we need to explain what she did wrong for our answer. For my answer, I'm going to say she accidentally overlapped the unit squares. Great work, guys. I hope this helped you better understand area and using unit squares.
I've had so much fun learning with y'all today. I'll see you next time.